a lawyer would just have.
Hmm.
You try to remember if there's anyone in the area who could help you with that, and you come up blank. You know, you've only been here a few times. You don't really know anybody, and you've always been so racist that, only elves would basically tolerate you here at this point.
Tell me, you wouldn't happen to know who we could talk to find out about murder investigations?
So he says, "Why, of course, there's quite a few people in the area doing murder investigations. In fact, they say that they sent a psionic inquisitor off of Hosek Island there in the south. Pretty interesting stuff. There's investigators all over the place. In fact, I hear that there's a team of Pathfinders in town right now."
Oh, indeed. Pathfinders.
So let me ask you, any of you have your Aspis badges out now?
I don't wear it openly.
Okay. Does anyone wear theirs openly?
Not really. I don't know what it is exactly. I know it's a badge of the aspirates. I'm not sure what it entails.
Okay. Scourge? I think we might have lost
No,
him.
he doesn't wear his openly.
Okay. All right. So he's just like, yeah, sure. There's plenty of I believe there was a group of between 5 and I'm sorry, my apologies. There's a group of between 3 and 7 Pathfinders moving through the town over the last few days, doing some investigating type work. You might want to seek them out.
Ooh, do you happen to know where they're staying, or if they have any identifying?
Well, of course they're all wearing wayfinders and such. I think one of them had some sort of flying dragon type creature following him around, and they're always talking about skill checks and hanging out near warehouses and such.
Yes, yeah.
You might try a tavern. They normally go in there and get drunk, start a bar fight with the local cops, and then get into prison and have to prestige point out or something like that.
Most kind of you.
And then he's like, "Have a nice day. May the blessings of Asmodeus shine upon you." And he ushers you guys out of his office, and then if you look back, you see him getting a unseen servant a dustpan and start cleaning up all of Ace's dust trailings from his druid boots.
These boots are made for walking.
Okay. So where are you guys headed now?
Yeah, I guess to church.
You're going to the Siren's Lash?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I got a head start. Or were you?
So are you going there first, Kamakiri? Are you getting there first?
Yeah, I mean that's where they said they'd meet.
Okay.
That's where they said they're going next, so I don't see why not.
So Dom, what was your mother's name?
Gentle Storm Song.
And she was a human, right?
She was a half-elf summoner.
Okay. So, Kamakiri, when you enter the Siren's Lash, there's a rather matronly-looking half-elf who introduces herself as Gentle Stormsong, and she says, "Welcome to the Sacred Hall of Calistria. How can I help you? Are you seeking companionship this day?"
Well, I'm meeting a friend here. I'm
I
meeting
see. What is his or her name? I'll see if she or he is available.
May I interrupt?
No, my friend is coming in behind me. I'll wait. Maybe spin some yarns. Maybe
Okay.
spin some yarns.
I have to put in a sub-note about her.
Yep.
Because she's a summoner, her specialty is planar contracts of the exotic types.
Yep, that makes sense.
That's why some of the clerics are kind of on the jelly side, because she can get those contracts for being a summoner.
Yep. So you obviously see that she has a rune on her forehead that it looks like the symbol for pi. 3.13.
Oh, that.
And the rest of the party comes up behind you, and of course, Dom's mother introduces herself to everyone and doesn't seem to recognize Aces.
Hmm.
She's just do you require companionship today? Any of you?
I do. I need a mother's touch
He says,
and love.
there are quite a few women here who might be willing to fulfill that role. Also, a few men. What is the pay scale you're looking for?
I need a half-elf woman from a native tribe of the Mongoese branch, about yay high, had a son and daughter.
She's like, that is incredibly specific.
I know, right?
And
And
doesn't seem to have caught on. Oh, we just lost Dan. Probably scared him away. This is getting super weird, of course. Are you just going to introduce yourself to your mom eventually?
yeah, I'm just dropping hints like,
Okay. She
Haven't seen
eventually
this-
catches on, and she's just happy to see you. But, of course, she thought you died, and everyone's crying. And, some of the priests ask her to move to a different, more private room. Are the rest of you following this family reunion, or are you just going to stand in the middle of this siren slash?
I hang out at the entryway, chatting up a couple of the priests and looking for anyone with a wayfinder.
There are no wayfinders here. There are dwarven women here, if Sifrig is looking.
Hey, he's already gone. He's found one then.
Okay. Alright, so, it's going to cost you 15, 20 gold pieces. Spend some time. So you enter the companionship of a priestess of Calistria. You don't find any Pathfinders. Would you like to ask about Pathfinders?
Yeah.
As you might know, Calistrians are notorious informants. So the High Priestess here, the half-drow, kind of pops up. Let me see if I got her name somewhere. I gotta open my Port Peril Primer again. What was her name?
Hey, sorry. everyone.
Mistress Livdana Glairdance. Or as she's known in the business, Mistress Livy. She's just like, oh, what can I do for you today, my daughter? You're looking for Pathfinders.
Well, I heard there were some adventurers here in town, and I do like to live dangerously.
She says, there were Pathfinders here. She's kind of off-put by this. She said, there were Pathfinders here. If you would like to know more, you'll have to pay the price. If you
Standard
would like
rates.
to use the temple services. She's like, 100 gold pieces, and we'll tell you where they're staying. They have visited the temple many times.
It's fun to see someone who business-like approach to these things. Let's deal.
Okay. You pass her 100 gold pieces, and she reveals the location of a secret Pathfinder lodge in the town.
Okay, I ask if she can describe ones who are currently in town.
She can. There are 6 of them. One of them is of what appears to be a young half-elven summoner. A young woman who has like a huge flying dragon that follows her around. There's a gunslinger, a paladin, a magus, a zen archer, and a brawler.
all the DPS classes put into one.
Alright, that was Summoner, Gunslinger, Paladin, Magus, Brawler. And who's the last one?
I thought brawler was the last one.
Well, I've got...
Zen archer. Zen archer.
Thanks. Okay, so not my man.
And
I
she
also-
identifies the Pathfinder Lodge in the area as the offices of Rodimus Rhododendron the Fourth Esquire.
Dun dun dun.
Why am I not surprised?
Because I like things that go circular.
I also ask if she can tell me the name of the 3 best bars in town.
Oh, why, of course. There's the Rune Scar, and the Kitchen Kettle, and Caden's Place on Crescent Harbor. And at the end of that, she notes that, of course, the Siren's Lash here has a fine selection of private alcohols. Each of the rooms is equipped with its own bar.
Oh, how excellent. Do you cater to private parties?
Of course! How many were you looking to have entertained?
7.
She says, 7. And what kind of quality accommodations would you like? If you just leave me a list of what you'd like to see, I'll invoice you a price.
Most helpful. Okay, and what was the name of the other 2 best bars?
Caden's Place and the Kitchen Kettle.
Alright. Time to check out the competition.
Alright, and then we cut back to Aces, who is, meeting privately with his mom. Lots of tears everywhere, like, catching up, where have you been, how are things been going, and then she asks, why are you here?
Well, I went to see if Father Mass was in town. I got a drop of information. Unfortunately, it's been sold off with his property, which I was like, he had property?
She says, yes, your father was not just the chieftain of the Blue Islands, he was also a landowner.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want his mask. It was a horrible thing, and I always told him to put it away. It brought out the worst in him.
Well, I wish to either keep it or put it to rest.
She says, it was sold to a good man, Aranax Endymion. There's something you should know, though.
Go on.
Aranax Endymion led the fleet that attacked our village.
Mm-hmm.
He is the commander of Task Force Rising Serpent.
Indeed. But you know the way of our goddess. What I must do to him.
She kind of sighs and she says, I have not sought vengeance against him. I have no quarrel with him. He has paid the price for his crimes.
How so?
20,000 gold pieces worth.
Well, I still have my revenge to go. And by the way, how's sister doing? Did she ever make it to the anti-paladin academy? That's a mouthful.
She says, of course. Your sister is currently a 5th level initiate of the anti-paladins of Calistria. They say that her touch can bring a man to his knees in screaming, utter, terrifying pain.
Is she in town?
No, she is away on a mission.
Well, drop a line to her that I'm still alive and kicking, and if she wished to tag along for some sweet, sweet revenge, I'll be happy to accommodate her on the ship, if that's okay with you.
She says, your sister's training cadre is currently in Rahadum, taking out a unit of Pure Legion, but when she gets back, I'll make sure to let her know.
Yes, yes. But it's nice to read you, Mom. After I get done with my, blood vengeance and, slaughtering of certain Chilaxian nobles, I'll probably come back and retire here and work as a healer of sort. Probably around level 60.
She laughs. She's just like, yes, a healer.
I kind of make my hand glow with positive energy. I run a couple of trips.
She pats you on the face and is like, well, just make sure that you don't get yourself hurt with blood vengeance. Would you like a sandwich before you go? I could prep you a nice meal.
Did you make peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah, I did.
Did you cut the crust off?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Make sure you keep up on your vitamins and minerals. You got to stay healthy. Don't want to get the scurvy.
Don't worry.
You know how us Calistrians are about disease. We only give it to others, not to ourselves.
Don't worry, I have removed disease now and curse.
Please tell me she rubbed a dirty smudge off his cheek.
Yep.
And
the whole time this is taking place in basically like a boudoir environment, there's like whips on the walls and like shackles hanging from the ceiling. and there's like touching family moment, and the camera pans out. Everything's just so surreal.
Oh yeah, I show her my new tattoo of Galicia, holy symbol.
She seems impressed. She's like, I would show you my tattoos of Calistria, but it is not appropriate. to
Oh,
show
that's
the
fine.
sun.
No, that's fine.
Perhaps I can find you a nice girl while you're here.
No, still saving for that special one.
I know a few special ones.
No, that special one is I'm still a.
She's
So
like,
that-
yes, I understand. There are quite a few special girls here.
Well, my captain is very, how to say, what you are into now, not my type. Set her up nice with a nice girl that doesn't have disease or anything weird like that. And I will pay her way.
Your mother is just like, no charge. I'll make sure that she's set up. Are you sure I can't find you someone nice?
It's fine, Mom. I'm still waiting.
It is one of the most sacred things a Calistrian can do, to commune with a sacred prostitute.
I know, but I want to get
Okay.
all this hate out of my heart first before I let the love in.
Okay, alright. So everything goes down as arranged. Kamakiri, Bottles, Scourge, anything? Well, Scourge, you're off with your dwarven girl. Bottles, Kamakiri, you guys doing anything?
I'm trying to. I don't know. There are people around. I guess I could try to.
Yes, there are people around.
I could try to spin tales about. Hey, did you guys see?
You're gonna spend the rest of the day in a brothel telling tales about yourself? Okay.
Maybe not in a brothel. Yeah, that.
No, it's fine.
Rethinking.
It's as has been noted, it is
Counts
an
as
informant center.
It is utterly like what everybody else there is doing.
Now, if there's some elven female companionship,
Oh, of course.
bottles will take advantage of the situation.
Okay. It'll be 15 gold pieces for you. You can spend the night. Kamakiri, you're dazzling displaying everyone. Are you bluffing or anything? What skill and what tale will you tell?
Sure.
I'm going to embellish the tale of how. I take it the Viceroy isn't very popular among these
Oh
parts.
no, the Viceroy is royally hated, and especially by the Calistrians. You know, he tries to tax the Calistrians, and then basically, you know, they don't report any of their income here because it would be embarrassing if their clients were, you know, all of their money income is donations, so they get around all the laws.
Okay, so I, as a random pirate dude, am going to tell a story about how I, as random pirate dude, saw this hooded figure come off the Shining Dolphin and stick it to the Viceroy, literally.
So let me ask, how are you describing this hooded figure? I mean, are we talking like the Ranger from Lord of the Rings, Aragon, or are we talking about like Assassin's Creed, white pushing his way through the crowd, hooded guy, or what are we looking at?
We're looking at shadow, black as night itself. But,
Yeah, you're embellishing this.
yes, pretty hard.
Okay, make your roll.
Pretty hard.
So-
That might not be enough.
You're looking for a 15 plus 12 for a 27.
Do we really want to spend 2 points of plunder?
Okay, so you try to impress yourself upon the ladies and men
Myself.
of this, but impress an image of your real self in your disguise among these prostitutes, and people are interested, but it doesn't really stick. They've heard stories of stuff like this before. You're not that special. So everyone wakes up in the morning. It's been a fine
Hey!
day. What?
Well, I was doing stuff after I.
Oh,
finished
my apologies. Well, the
conversation.
rest of your crew. So Kamakiri is locked in here. Dom is apparently having dinner with his mother, and has arranged for a sacred prostitute for you, Ferris. And Bottles and Scourge are also sacred prostitutes. I didn't know if you wanted to give up your sacred prostitute or not. I suppose I should let you, make a decision.
Yeah, I go to check out my bar.
Okay, all right.
I want to approach discreetly so I can get an idea of the lay of the land and just what I have to do to get them kicked into shape.
Do you just walk out the door past this woman that's been arranged for you, or do you like put your hand in her face and like shove her away?
I say that, I am honored by her offer, but having just been married, part of my requirements are that I show a certain degree of faithfulness to my new spouse.
Okay, so like as you're walking away, you can hear her calling out from inside the temple. She's just like, "No one will ever know." And so you go visit your new tavern, the Rune Star.
I call back, I say, would you be interested in a general party in about 2 days?
She's like, "Well, I'd have to talk to my boss."
Your boss and I have already talked about it. We're negotiating details.
So like, are you walking backwards while this is happening? You're just walking away. She's like, "Okay, I'm down with it."
Sweet.
So you
Now
make it to the Rune Scar. And
I just need to track down the Pathfinders.
Yep.
A lot is gonna happen.
There's a sign that's been nailed on the front door, like it's been boarded up like shitty style, like someone just took 3 boards and hammered some bent nails into them. And there's a sign that says, "Under new management, closed."
Right. Well, that's a very nice sign. I pull out the crowbar and I pop the door open.
Okay, you pop the door open. Inside is a very nice tavern. It's like crushed velvet everywhere, down comforters, pillows. All the seats are like, the tables aren't like for 8 people. They're for like 2 people to sit over with like candles in the table, crystal chandelier, gems everywhere. Maybe 6 seats at the bar, but they're not nailed to the floor. They're like movable, and there's enough space in between them that 6 people could individually, comfortably have a drink.
Okay.
And there's like a hibachi table behind the bar for someone to prepare like exotic cuisines. And there's no one inside.
Number 1, room for a band. Number 2, check in the back, the stocks. Did they take the alcohol? Did they leave any alcohol? Number 3, did they leave any edibles or other things that will attract bugs and whatnot?
So everything here is fully stocked, except for the food. There are no edibles at all.
Okay, well,
Just
it's nice of them to have
lots
left
and
the
lots
bar.
of alcohol. And there's actually a 6-piece band already set up, like violin, viola, piano, samisen, that kind of stuff. Trumpet.
So, and you said that this place was losing money hand over foot when Portia had it?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, there's only space in here for like 10 or 15 people, and a bar this size would easily serve closer to 40 to 60.
All
Like
right.
I said,
then.
they would give out like free shots of like, high label liquor to anyone who came in.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is in the fancy part of town, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All the Wyvern building movable service.
No. I'm thinking step 1, refurbish. Step 1, find out if there's a local dueling agency or something else like Scourge's fan club. Step 2, spread infamy points to get people aware of awesomeness. Find the rebellious youth culture. Step 3, refurbish some of this stuff and turn it into something aimed more at the young rich nobles with time on their hands, and then put Chumley in charge.
Okay.
Or at least use Chumley as my bouncing board for what young rich nobles with time on their hands.
So we could do that step by step, or if you'd like to do it off camera, it's going to cost you 1,000 gold pieces, and we can do a montage at the beginning of Plunder and Peril.
Works for me. I'd come up with 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay, all right. And Chumley is left as the operating manager. And is there a new name you'd like for the bar now that it's in the rebellious youth culture category?
It will be named.
Okay.
Let me think of something appropriately dolphin themed, and I'll get back to
Right.
you.
So there is another branch of the Gentleman's Fighting Club here, and you could certainly register it as like an advertising business. And the youth
Well,
here.
actually, my plan is I'm going to haul Scourge down there in a day or two and get him to make the rounds.
Okay. And there is a group of young nobles here. They're known as the Dekigorozoku. And, they're like spring breakers. So, it's winter everywhere else, but in the Shackles, it's still, a balmy 80. And so, everyone comes here to go water skiing and pretend to be a big bad pirate and get wasted. So wasted before heading back to Taldor. And they basically run around, and they're even worse than the pirates. Like, they trash everything. They don't give a shit because they know they can pay for it or just have their parents repair it. So they, like, have bar fights all the time where they pick up chairs and throw them at people and punch windows out.
Yep, that's part of the plan. Cheap burnings that are easily repairable.
Okay, all right.
And then we will make arrangements with the Callistrian to get some proper entertainers for opening night. And I will send an invitation to my dear beloved barrister and any friends of his who might be interested in adventuring life to come join us. Guests of the house.
All that will be included in your 1,000 gold piece front cost.
Yeah.
So are you prepared to have the night pass and the next day start then?
Yeah, I'm now happy.
All right. It's always good to have the players that are happy. Let's hope this isn't a 2. It's a 6.
Oh, I'm happy.
All right. So, you guys wake up. All the crew is in the Siren's Lash, including, some of the people you're more used to seeing in kid gloves and cravats. Some of your crewmen are there, very upscaled, and having the walk of shame in the morning where they're just like, yes, I was at the Temple of Callistria, but I was just worshipping. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I guess, Ferris, you're going to meet up with them?
I'm going to figure out what she thinks an appropriate adaptation of the men's uniform for a woman.
Okay.
Make clothing arrangements for anyone who needs it. And do we need a ship's entertainer?
You don't need one, but you could certainly get one.
I'm thinking about, what was that season 3 Throaty Mermaid? They had 6 people on the crew, and that included an entertainer. We've got like 40.
Yeah. You could certainly hire an entertainer out of the Temple of Callistria.
Woo! Callistria #1.
The other thing to consider is that you could get a uniform appropriate to your title for 200 gold pieces. It would be like a white naval, well-pressed Commodore uniform. You get like 3 of them, so you'd have changes. Like hide boots for not tripping on things, and fancy white gilding. Those big shoulder thingies with like little tassels coming off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And a
Could
jaunty
I
hat.
look at of many and
I lost that one. I think it dropped out.
could I sleep many and use the uniform?
I think that dropped too. It's been going so well tonight, but now it's Skype.
I think she's typing.
She is.
So did we lose that point of plunder?
Sleeve of many garments. Yes, you could buy one of those. What point of plunder did you lose?